Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're talking about a high value woman in a relationship. What are the pointers to show that that lady is a high value woman in a relationship? Before we go into all of those pointers, I would like to stress here that the value I'm referring to is the validation she gets in Christ. It's more of an instructive value, knowing who she is in her inner mind, knowing where she draws her strength from, knowing that her validation is in Christ and not in anything or in anybody. We live in a society today where a lot of people seek validation in things and people. Some people just do some things to get validation from other people. But a high value woman knows that her validation is in Christ. She knows what God thinks about her. She knows that He sits high above every other person and every other situation, and she knows what He thinks about her. So that is where she draws her validation from. So when I'm talking about value here, I'm talking about the inner mind, the inner qualities of a woman. So with that being said, let's look at the pointers to show that a woman is high value in a relationship. Number one, she does not pretend to be someone else. She dwells in her full authenticity. We live in a society today where everybody wants to be everybody. Like people just keep mimicking themselves. A high value woman just, embrace herself and embrace her authenticity. She doesn't try to put herself or present herself in a way that does not represent her values. Let's say you meet a guy and you're in a relationship with the guy, and then he tells you he likes a particular accent, and then you go ahead to start mimicking that accent. I don't know, some people do that maybe to make the guy feel more comfortable or something. A high value woman will not do that. She's going to embrace herself, embrace her authenticity. Whatever it is she is, she's going to embrace it in every form. So it's left for the guy to either stay in her life or not. One of the things to show that a lady is high value in a relationship is that she's going to prioritize compatibility over chemistry. Like sometimes you just want this guy who will just sweep you off your feet and make you feel a certain way and make you feel all of that emotion. But a high value woman understands that beyond all of the feelings, beyond all of those things, there is more to every relationship than just how you feel at the moment. Because in the long run, the feelings and whatever it is might not be there. If you're compatible in so many ways, then you'll be able to sustain that relationship. So a high value woman understands that beyond all of the feelings and all of those emotions, those things it triggers in you, if you're compatible with each other, you'll be able to sustain that relationship. Because sometimes feelings disappear. Feelings just goes on trips, and when you're compatible in so many ways, you do things together, you have a lot of things in common, and you're so compatible, it's going to determine if your relationship will last long or not. Number three, a high value woman dates with a purpose. She's not just in a relationship for being in a relationship sake. Okay, from the get-go, she defines what she wants out of that relationship. That is what you expect from a high value woman. She's going to tell you this is what she likes, and she's going to be very unapologetic about it, because she believes that this is what she wants, and there is no compromising when it comes to what she wants in a relationship. Okay, so she's going to state it from the get-go, because you would agree with me that in our society of today we have a lot of time wasters. Number four, a high value woman does not rush into intimacy. Now, this is one thing that it has almost become normal in our society of today. People cohabit, people have sex, teenagers have sex. A lot of these things are happening, but it doesn't make it right. Okay, now this is no judgment to anybody. If you're cohabiting or if you're doing whatever it is you're doing, I am not coming for you. This is me just spelling out the fact that a high value woman will not just rush into having sex with you, because she understands that it's not just sex. You're giving a part of yourself to that man, to that relationship, and you don't even know if it's something that's going to last or if it's something that's not going to last. So a high value woman likes to take her time and determine if this is where she wants to be before she eventually, let go of all of that and just, put everything into the relationship. This is no judgment to anybody. Don't come for me, or you can come for me if you want. All right, I'm just telling you what a high value woman would do, because a high value woman will not have sex with you on a first date. She doesn't know who you are. She's just getting to know you. That is just the way it is. You need to get to know somebody. She needs to understand you from almost every point, even though we can't completely know a person, but she needs to understand you from most of her standards and values and goals before she's able to just let go of everything like that. So, and she knows that sex is not just sex, it is beyond that, because it is from having too early sex that people build unnecessary attachment, or you find someone who is going through a breakup and the person finds it so difficult to be able to get over a person. It's not necessarily because they love that person so much. Sometimes it's just little soul ties here and there, because you're already doing everything together. You're having all the sex, doing everything, and you just find yourself being so attached to this person. So a high value woman will not want to give into intimacy from the get-go. She just wants to take her time, and then when the time is right for her, she will do it, and it will be worth the while. She has standards and boundaries, and that's number 5. A high value woman has standards. Before she comes into the relationship, she already knows what she wants out of it. So she has a standards and she has a value. So whatever is going to come against those standards or against those values that she has placed on herself, she might not accept those things. Let's take for example, you're dating a guy who you're interested in, you like and everything, and then one day he suggests that you guys have a threesome with someone else. And being a high value woman yourself, you know that this thing go against your value, your standard, and the things you don't like. You're not going to give into that, regardless of who the man is, regardless of how much he has, because that is not the reason why you're there and why you're in a relationship with him. So that is what a high value woman does. She has standards and she has values, and she's not afraid to stand by her values and standard when the time comes. So this is it, guys. My list is not exhaustive. If you have other things to add, feel free to add them in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. If you're new here, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for clicking. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. That's how I know you like content like this. So thank you so much once more. Stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.